Today we're talking about the new Netflix animated film Dog Gone Trouble. So let's talk about if it's worth a watch. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too on Netflix, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A pampered dog named Trouble must learn to live in the real world while trying to escape from his former owner's greedy children. This is your normal run-of-the-mill kind of animated film on Netflix. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not trying to do anything new. It's just a nice, simple storyline with some decent animation, some fun jokes for some kids, and that's pretty much about it. But I still did enjoy Dog Gone Trouble. One thing I was looking forward to when watching this film is that it's voiced by Sean Anderson, who most people know as the rapper Big Sean. I've listened to Big Sean since the early 2010s. I've seen him in concert a couple of times. So it was interesting to hear one of my favorite rappers voice an animated character. And he does a good job of living the pampered lifestyle. And then when he has to experience the real world and try to navigate throughout the city, that pampered lifestyle is still there, and that kind of fish out of the water sequences are handled pretty well for this character. And when he meets this young girl who's an aspiring singer and she wants to enter this music competition, so he starts to share this bond with her, and he kind of goes back to that pampered lifestyle because she's taking care of him. I think Sean Anderson did a fine job voicing this character. Now, like I said, the story is not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's just kind of your run-of-the-mill story. It's very simple. Dog gets lost. There's people who want the dog because they need to inherit the money. He has to find his way back home. The young girl takes care of him. Happy story. It's an enjoyable movie for kids and for a family to watch. It's kind of got your average jokes about dogs and your average story that you may have seen before. But if you are comfortable with seeing something that is very typical for an animated film involving animals, and you like those kind of stories, I think you'll be okay with watching this film. One part of the movie that stood out for me and I did enjoy was these little squirrels that were in the city, and how the dog, whose name is Trouble, and he kind of gets involved with them. They're like this street gang of squirrels, and they sing and they do these dance numbers. It's pretty funny to watch, and they appear throughout the film, and they do add for a lot of humor within the movie. Those moments, it tries to break away from those typical plot lines with the story and your typical characters. It tries to add a little something new to it. And then towards the end, we get to meet this young girl, Zoe, who is an aspiring singer. She works at a pizza restaurant. She meets Trouble and takes care of him. They share a really good bond. Probably one of the highlights for me in the movie is that relationship between Zoe and Trouble. She wants to take care of him. The apartment that she lives at doesn't allow pets, so she has to hide the pet. They create a genuine connection, and it moves the character forward. Becomes a little obvious what's going to happen with the dog and the young girl and the niece and nephew that are trying to look for the dog. Because if they don't get the dog, they don't get the money of their aunt's passing. If they don't get the dog in a certain amount of time, they don't get the money. So it does provide that sense of urgency for them that they need to get the dog. But Dog Gone Trouble was enjoyable for what it was. It's not trying to be something grand or new. It's comfortable with being simple and typical. It's kind of run-of-the-mill story, something we've seen before with the characters, with the storyline, with the jokes, but that's okay because it's still an enjoyable film. I did laugh at some of the jokes. Some of the side characters were pretty funny. The voice acting is pretty good as well, and that relationship that's built throughout the film, I think, carries this movie to a strong ending for both Zoe and Trouble the dog. So if you're okay with seeing something that's kind of been done before and has typical characters and a typical storyline, then I think Dog Gone Trouble will be fine for you to watch. If you get frustrated with seeing something that's been the same over and over again and you just kind of get bothered by that, then I would stay away from Dog Gone Trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dog Gone Trouble a C+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Dog Gone Trouble, the new animated Netflix film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you're gonna stay classy, YouTube.